Portsea has delivered once again. A big southern swell is rolling through at this beach with plenty of hidden dangers, and it will ensure that the Uncle Toby's Super Series finishes this season with a bang. Hello, I'm Matthew White. Welcome to the final round of competition at a beach where anything can happen. And this afternoon, well, you'll find out just why they call them Iron Men and Iron Women. It is the Enduro format. It is round 5, the last race of the series. And this afternoon, we'll also crown our overall title series winners. Now, Francis McDonald, as far as the women goes, Reen Corbett's pretty much wrapped it up. 4 out of 4 should be hard to beat, but plenty of interest in the top 10 cutoff.
There certainly is. It's all about making the top 10 in the series to win a contract for next year. And a few of the big names like Hayley Bateup and Linda Halfweek have to have a really good day today to make sure they hang in there. Okay, now back at Manly Beach in the last round, you went for a swim and tested out the course for us in the morning. Did you do it? Because it's fairly sizable out there. Thanks for bringing that up. Well, not a chance because I value my life too much. The sets are breaking at about 2.5 to 3 metres out there. In fact, they had a junior race earlier this morning, and they're not just juniors, they're strong competitors up to the age of 20, and they could not get out through the break. They tried for 15 minutes, couldn't get out. The race had to be called off. Yeah, let me tell you, we've been coming to Portsea Beach since round 1 of the Uncle Toby's Super Series back in 1990, and this is probably the biggest we've ever seen it here. In fact, we've been blessed with big waves over the last couple of weeks. Back at round 4 in Manly, there was pretty big swell there as well, and Reen Corbett made it 4 out of 4. Would you like to have that in a final? Penny Turner closest to us. I'll go through our finalists. You've got Sarah Kennedy in there as well, and Belinda Gladstone, and so too is Reen Corbett and Hayley Bateup. Now she's just playing catch-up. Bateup ducks under that wave. Look at the power of that whitewash. So can Hayley Bateup get it? No. One of these 3 girls will get it. They all got it. Penny Turner pulled off it. Reen Corbett sprinting towards the finish through the Qantas Arch. Hayley Bateup sprinting as well. She's finished the day the winner. She's done it again. One more round and she's made history in the Uncle Toby's Super Series. Bateup second. Well, let's see if she can make it 5 out of 5, and if she could do it today, it would be remarkable because the surf here is huge. She has 80 points, Reen Corbett, and Sarah Kennedy and Penny Turner fighting out the top 3. As far as the top 10 goes, well, these girls are all in the danger zone. That is after 4 rounds, so lots of series points, vital points up for grabs here today. Carly Reid getting a few instructions as well down on the beach, and it really will be a lottery as we take a look at Linda Halfweek, handled today by Phil Clayton's father, Chris Clayton, and also competitor number 13, that's Carly Reid down there just checking out the serve. Some of the big names are back as well. Helping out Ailey Sharp today is Ironman great Trevor Hendy. And there you've got Lisa Naylor from Tugun up in Queensland. We are in for one hell of a day. Can Reen Corbett do it? Let's find out with Francis. Speaking of the surf, it is huge out there today. How are you feeling?
It's actually a little bit scary. A couple of the girls have already tried to get out and haven't at all. They've got a junior challenge happening now and the swimmers are just moving nowhere. It's just so big and just so consistent because there are a couple of little lulls out there, but by the time you get through the lull, the next set's coming. So I think today it's board first. The girl that gets out there on the board is going to win. I mean, a lot of the field probably won't even get out and may not want to even get out there because once you get out there, you've got to face the waves coming home as well.
Well, that's the prediction from the current 4-time winner so far this year. Reen Corbett says if you get out on this Bartercart board leg 1.6 kilometres first, then you'll probably win. Just to tell you what happens there, they'll be going anti-clockwise, so they'll be going from right to left around the cans. All the girls lining up. You see Hayley Bateup there in the gold cap really pumping up. We are in for one hell of a day. We start with a 600-metre run. And joining us in commentary, I'm glad you're in here, Kim Tennell. I bet you're glad you're in here as well, and Clint Robinson as well. Kim, let me start with you. You've been to Portsea Beach. You know what it's like. Right now, these girls aren't thinking about the run, are they? They're thinking about the water and the waves.
Oh, definitely, and with the size of the waves, they're going to be quite scared to get out there, and I think they'd rather stay on the beach and do this run leg.
So, Hayley Bateup leads them out. Behind her is Jade Sutcliffe in the pink cap. Then you've got Reen Corbett, and also Christy Lee Ogilvie is probably in there as well. 600 metres worth of running. They'll turn that Bartercart flag and head back up towards the beach. Then Clint Robinson, we've been looking at this surf all morning. This will be the interesting part to see exactly what they do here because there's so many schools of thought. We saw Trev Hendy was down there with Ailey Sharp. All different coaches telling all different directions. The proof will be when they pick up their boards.
Yeah, and I think as you can see, the girls aren't showing a huge amount of urgency in this run. A lot of them are content to just get themselves wound up and prepare for the surf. I suppose, trying to execute the best possible plan to make a break and get out the back. And if Reen Corbett's right, the first person out could possibly win today.
That's what we'll be talking about pretty much all afternoon, I'd say. And don't forget the men are also coming up as well later on this afternoon. Here on Network 10, we are down to business in Portsea, the final of the Uncle Toby Super Series, and single file they go along this soft sand run. It's only 600 metres. Linda Halfwig, they're trying to push on the outside as they come around that flag again, and already their lungs would be starting to bust. Well, it's nothing what they're going to hit when they hit the water.
And I was listening to a couple of the girls talk before the race this morning as they were warming up, and two things were quite evident. One was how they were discussing the emotional state between them all, how a few of the girls actually had tears and they felt like crying because of the fear that they're going to confront when they get out under a few of those waves.
What do you do here, Kim, if you're racing in this? Do you want to go out first like Hayley Baitup seems to be doing? She's got no worries about hitting the water first.
You know, I'd probably sit in the middle of the pack to see what the other girls are going to do or where they're going to go. I'd feel more comfortable sitting in the middle of the pack just to feel a bit at ease.
And like you said, Clint, before the race is probably one of the most important parts of a race, especially this one with these kind of conditions, because there you go, look at Hayley Baitup now. She's making sure she knows exactly where she has to go. I think that's the last smile you'll see on Hayley Baitup's face for the rest of the day, because what she's about to encounter with 19 other girls here today is ugly. Make no mistake about it. It's big, it's nasty, and it's going to hurt. And when you get in front of this wave before the race and you think about it, well, your race is probably half already done there, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, there is so much mental thinking and energy, I suppose the anxiety of what you're about to go out and approach in the surf, that a lot of the girls' energy will be zapped away before they even started. But I'm a little bit of a believer in what Hayley's done here. She's a strong board paddler, so I think it is wise of her to go out and try and lead the field, get out of all the rubbish so no boards actually hit her. She can get a good open view of the ocean where she wants to go in and try and pick her way through it. So I think I'd support what she's done here.
All right, now let's just tell you what's happening at this beach at the moment. We know there's big surf. That's a given. That's what we're going to cop today. There are a few ribs that will help you get out. That's one of them right there that you're looking at. It sort of peels off a bit to the left of our screen. That's where most of the girls appear to be going. So there is a slight rip that will take them out. The problem about this rip is that it stops quick smart, doesn't it? Once it reaches probably about 50 metres offshore, that's where it stops. It seems to me also that there is one further up the beach towards the right and further down the beach towards the left. Some of the girls have gone right, some of them have gone left. The majority have gone straight out here. It'll be interesting to see who ends up where at the end of it.
Yeah, exactly. And the interesting part about the ladies on the board going out here, within an hour before the event, a lot of them went for a warm-up on the board and not one made it out the back. Not one lady made it out the back on the Mal. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see who gets out.
All right, well, that just gives you some idea. That was the first wave of this race, and it really was just whitewater. It was enough to almost put Hayley Baitup back towards the surf club. She managed to slide all the way down the bottom of a board, right over the top of it. There goes another one. That was Penny Turner, then Jade Sutcliffe, then Belinda Gladstone. Caught up in a washing machine, holding onto the board for dear life. This is just the start. I mean, I'm getting tired thinking about it. Look at this one coming through now. So, sitting up and holding onto it. This is the important part, Kim, isn't it? You've really got to get your balance, slide all the way back to the board and ride it over the top.
That's right. I mean, today they're going to spend a lot of time in the water, rolling their boards or just punching through them. So they're going to waste a lot of energy just in this whitewash here right now. So I really feel sorry for these girls. I mean, these waves can do amazing things.
Yep, they're in the danger zone right now, aren't they? So some of the girls are off towards the left of our screen seem to have got out fairly well. I wonder where Hayley Baitup's gone through, because she was the first one out, so she would have got the first of those waves. Look at the white water on that come across. Well, there's Penny Turner, so she sits up on the back of the board and gets over the top of it, but fell over the other side of it. And there's Hayley Baitup right in the centre of screen now.
These waves are actually just keeping all these girls together. They're so powerful that they can't really do much about this. They're just got to roll and hope for the best.
Well, right now it's just a wall of white water. They haven't made it out to the part where these waves are going to break right on their head, and that's good news for these girls too, because there's still a long way to go. There is a picture of the beach. Now, we're looking up the right-hand side of the beach here. There are some rocks over there towards the right, and it appears as though a couple of the girls have definitely gone out that way. So at least two competitors. I think there's more out there as well. Katie Graham has gone over, and that's Carly Reid. So already tactics coming straight into it. These girls are probably 60 or 70 metres further up towards our right-hand side of the beach. Right now, right in the middle, oh, big trouble here. Penny Turner goes right underneath it. Jade Sutcliffe goes over the top of it. Now they're getting into that wave zone, that danger zone that I was talking about.
I can tell you what, Matty, have a look how much sand is getting dumped. The waves are breaking so powerfully, it's churning up that much sand and pulling them out to sea. The one positive the girls do have is when there's sand getting pulled out the back into the green water, there's actually an underwater tow, which aids the girls when they're trying to get out the back. It's better than all that sand actually staying in, because it's harder to get through the surf.
And out the back is big trouble. Right here is Naomi Flood in the yellow and black cap and the red board trying to get over. There's the coach of Reen Corbett, Michael King. Oh, he's saying go. He can see something big time. Look at the way he's had to look up here at Portsea Beach. You've got to look up to live here because the waves are gigantic. Katie Graham goes across. Melinda Gladstone trying to hold on and sucked her back. Oh, and there's Jade Sutcliffe too. She's managed to hold on to the board. That's the important thing. But look at the power of that wave and how much it's pushing her back towards the shore.
As I was just talking to Clint about how you sit up on a board and you go through the waves, I'd particularly rather roll and pull the board through the wave than actually sit up, because that's when you make mistakes and that's when the wave will push your board back like it did with Jade.
Well, hang on a second, out the back, that looked as though it was Penny Turner who's got through the break. The rest of the girls are just caught in mayhem area right here. Sarah Kennedy there. Look at the white water. It's going left, right and centre, and then you've got walls of this stuff coming down as well. She flips underneath that one and pops up the other side. Out the back is Penny Turner. We're at Portsea Beach, a history of big waves.
And there is a huge set of waves. Look at this. Look at this wave coming up underneath them. Will they take it? Reen Corbett's on it. They've taken it. Have a look at the size of this. That's 8, 10 foot. It's at least 10 foot. They've been smashed. Oh, the right-hand side smashed. Oh, she made it.
6:30 tonight.
How exciting is this?
Everyone has their needs.
He's making me hot.
And everyone has their price.
You are just going nuts over there.
Who will take home the record Australian TV jackpot? Greed, 6:30 tonight.
Kids need lots of energy. An independent review by leading health experts, published in the Medical Journal of Australia, states muesli bars are a recommended snack for children. And because Uncle Toby's muesli bars are full of oats, whole grains and real fruit, they're a great healthy snack. To find out more, see my new book, Fit Kids, based on the Medical Journal recommendations for keeping your kids fit, healthy and full of energy.
And there's a great hand onto the beach for a very worthy champion, Grant Kenny.
In sport, my advantage over my competitors was fitness and strength. And now that I'm in business, my advantage is Bartercard. Bartercard has brought a whole world of new business opportunities to my door, opportunities that my competitors could never reach. And the great thing is, they've all got money to spend. So if you want a serious advantage over your competitors, join Bartercard now.
Bartercard. We guarantee you new business. Phone now.
Your eyes on this, my new sweet chili twister.
2 tender pieces of breast filler chicken, lettuce, tomato, mayo, and a new sweet chili sauce.
Chicken with a twist just keeps getting sweeter.
With Aussie Mail's Aussie Shout plan, you get unlimited internet hours for $24.95 a month. And we'll shout you the first 3 months free. That's why Steve War's on Aussie Mail.
Experience nature's dark side, up close and personal.
Enox is armed with a weapon out of Hollywood science fiction.
The stunning new series that takes you where no others dare. Sandra Sully presents Predators, 7:30 Monday.
Welcome back to the final, the Uncle Toby Super Series. The women are out in the water and they're really doing it tough right now, but Linda Halfwig, currently placed second, her and Penny Turner somehow have negotiated the break. There's Hayley Bader right in the middle of your screen with the gold cap. Remember, she was the one that led them out from the run onto the Bartercard board leg, and right now she's caught in the middle of everyone else. Well, that's got to hurt the top of the head too, hasn't it, the way it comes down like that. This is what it's been like since the time that they stepped into the water. They've just been hammered by walls and walls of pounding Portsea.
And I can tell you, when we saw Belinda Gladstone get washed backwards and then got thrown in on that wave before, just hanging onto a pink board for dear life, that's so demoralising when you just work so hard and you're really, really strapped for energy. You're out there trying to push through it, then you're going back to the beach out of control.
And these girls are very, very lightweight, and so that doesn't really help them either. I mean, if they're a little bit heavier like the males, it might help them a little bit. Because they're so frail, that also really hinders them.
Oh, hasn't it got to be a beautiful sight out the back there for Penny Turner? But what about the side facing these girls? Another huge set rolls through.
That is massive.
That's about 6 or 8 foot of white water alone. So that wave has broken about 20 seconds by the time it's hit those girls, and it's still got tremendous power behind it. Out the back, one of 2 girls who's made it out. This is Linda Halfwig. Yeah, you can afford a smile and a wave out there because that's where it's luxury time.
That's right. Coming back in, I tell you, it's a daunting prospect in surf this big. There's so much power as you come down those waves. It is quite frightening.
Mountains and mountains of white water. That's all these girls have copped. They've been in there, in that zone, since we started, since they jumped on the board, and they pretty much haven't moved. I can't wait to see exactly how far they've got, but I wouldn't bet it was too much because these 2 girls, Linda Halfwig and Penny Turner, managed to get a breakout and shot out the back. Oh, Carly Reid there, caught in no man's land. That's why, because she's trying to find a board. So another victim cops it. Penny Turner waits for this wave. Will she go it? Look at it just build up behind her. Oh,
that is a huge space to fall over if she went over that. My goodness.
That is clever thinking. She had a big look at it. She's going to have to take the next one though, because it's going to break regardless. Penny Turner is about to discover what it's like to be shot out of a cannon. A massive amount of white water shoots her out. She slides to the back of the board and gets hold of those grips and just gets shot out the front. The luxury now is that she can take this wave pretty much all the way in to the sand. So that is the end of the board leg for Penny Turner. Remember Reen Corbett's words of advice at the start. Whoever can get out first and get back first on the board will win this race.
After seeing what we've just seen now in this board leg, if that's not the case, it's going to be a huge surprise to the outcome of today's race.
Well, it will be a massive swim, won't it? Because they're going to cop exactly what they copped on the board in the swim leg, just minus the craft.
Well, what happens here? Reen Corbett doesn't get out. What's the scenario?
Well, the scenario for Penny Turner, as she comes into the sand, is smash, crash and bash just as long as I get there. Linda Halfwig comes in through too. So that's an interesting point, Clint, because remember, we haven't seen Reen Corbett out the back yet. If Reen Corbett finishes, I'm pretty sure it's 14th or worse, and Penny Turner or Sarah Kennedy, say, win this race, then I'm pretty sure that Reen Corbett can lose the overall series, which is remarkable to think in itself because she's won 4 out of 5 races. Basically, all Reen Corbett has to do today, I would say, is finish, because you would say that she would finish in the top 20, in the top 15 out of 20. But anything's possible today. They're taking a tremendous amount of time just to get out and back through the break, and time will be the essence. They can call this race off because of time. They can finish it at a certain point. And if Reen Corbett hasn't made it across, there she is right there. If Reen Corbett hasn't made it across the line, she gets stranded out the back and doesn't finish, she'll lose the series, assuming Penny Turner or one of the other girls high up can win. So there's plenty of thoughts to go as far as numbers and placing still go, but right now the thoughts for these girls are just get us out the back, get us over this white water and let us get out the back.
And while these girls are trying to get out the back, the look on Penny Turner's face as she's hit the dry land, she must be just so happy that she's on dry land.
Pure relief, isn't it, for Penny Turner? That's Sarah Hull going around there, and this is Ailey Sharp. Yeah, it sounds as though she's getting some sort of help from out the back, probably from our jet ski driver, Marty Kenny. Boy, don't you need that once you get out the back. So it's great to see. There she is again.
I think most of these girls don't know where they are. They don't know if the girls have come out yet or if they've gone in.
Yeah, that's right. I think I heard Marty telling us she's She asked where she was. He said, you're in 3rd place and you're looking good. So I'm sure she's a downside happier now.
I tell you, I've got to ask Ailey this, but I'm pretty sure I just heard her say the words, it's scary out there. And if she didn't, maybe that's just me seeing what she had to go through. So at least she has done something that, 17 other girls haven't managed to do, and that's get out through the break.
And Maddie, when you're actually, for the men and the ladies today, when you're on a piece of craft, all you have to do is start with it on the required start line, get it round the 2 or 3 cans, whatever number of cans you have to go around in that particular leg. Once you're around the last can, you can choose to let go of that craft and swim back to the beach. So she has now completed the hardest part of the board leg.
So basically what we're saying is if Ailey Sharp gets creamed on the way through, as long as she can get her body back in, well, that's okay. Not that we want to see anyone get creamed, but in these conditions, let's face it, anything is possible. This is quite amazing. These are the same girls who have been in this same spot forever since this race started. They still haven't managed to get out through the break. Remember I told you about that slight rib that was coming out right in front of the start line, basically? Well, that's where they were, and that's pretty much where they've stayed. Now the job for Ailey Sharp is to look over her shoulder and see what is behind her, and I would say she's about to see something she doesn't really like, although she's getting a little bit of a runner. Look at the pace she's picking up. Almost like a spider, the arms and legs going everywhere. Somebody's lost another board. Who would that be? Well, we'll see it shortly when they pop up and try and find it.
And Maddie, Ailey Sharp is paddling directly back into that rib. Oh, she's dished a board.
Well, that's what she saw. That's exactly what she saw coming. Take a look at that. The board goes spearing up into the air. And Ailey Sharp has had to ditch her craft, just like we were talking about, and get underneath that whitewater because it was about to break right on her head.
Maddie,
that's the result right now.
Maddie, those boards are 9'6" tall, and that thing fitted within the whitewater very, very easily. That had to be 12 foot of whitewater.
And you would have seen just what was going past that board too. What that board was going past, a whole heap of rocks. So maybe as she caught it, she was in the danger zone anyway as far as going straight across the top of the rocks, a la one of our competitors did a couple of years ago. So, still out into the wave zone. They're still trying to get out. Absolutely crushed. Oh, that's Lisa Naylor there, just trying to hold on to her board. That is quite incredible. We're at Portsea, and we'll be back.
There's Brodie Maloney, a little swell coming up under her now. She's trying desperately and she's got it. Fantastic stuff, 15 years of age, have a think about that. She gets lost in the white water, she's leading this race, tries to hang on, she's still in there I think. Terrific stuff, falls off the back there, but have a look at it. It's just like swimming in a washing machine.
When last we left Just Shoot Me, arch rivals kissed and made up. But what does this tongue tango mean?
Okay, you can stare at it for 10 seconds, but you break it, you buy it, baby. Store pals.
Could it be forever love?
You smug little hamster of a man.
Or has the war just begun?
Took me 9 years, but I got you back. Take it, sweetie.
The season premiere of Just Shoot Me, 8 o'clock Wednesday.
And there's a great hand onto the beach for a very worthy champion, Grant Kenny.
In sport, my advantage over my competitors was fitness and strength. And now that I'm in business, my advantage is Bartercard. Bartercard has brought a whole world of new business opportunities to my door, opportunities that my competitors could never reach. And the great thing is, they've all got money to spend. So if you want a serious advantage over your competitors, join Bartercard now.
Bartercard. We guarantee you new business. Phone now.
The banks reckon you have to have all your finances tied up in one account to make big savings. That's rubbish. It just helps their bottom line. With Aussie, you could save 10 years and $100,000 on your home loan. It's not rocket science. You just repay $20 more a week. Call Aussie on 13 13 33 and we'll show you how. At Aussie,
we'll save you!
Not every victory makes the papers. Achieve New Balance.
Kids need lots of energy. An independent review by leading health experts, published in the Medical Journal of Australia, states muesli bars are a recommended snack for children. And because Uncle Toby's muesli bars are full of oats, whole grains and real fruit, they're a great healthy snack. To find out more, see my new book, Fit Kids, based on the Medical Journal recommendations for keeping your kids fit, healthy and full of energy.
Probably, I don't know, I look least forward to the big waves going out when you're tired on the board, because it's really difficult to try and judge when they're going to break and what you're going to do, and when you're out of breath it's not very good when a 6-foot wave stands up in your face.
That's Carly Reid talking about the power of Portsea, something that Linda Harfwick right here is going to experience firsthand. There's a massive wave building up in front of her. Duck dives underneath it. Thankfully, makes it up the other side. So Linda Harfwick and Penny Turner are into the rival swim leg. 800 metres once again, anti-clockwise around the can. So they need to go out to the right and back to the left. This is just absolutely amazing. These girls are still in the first stages of the board leg. Jade Sutcliffe trying to go over the top there. Down on the beach, Frances McDonald.
Well, Matthew, the view from down here on the beach is just breathtaking. The waves from this angle, they're as big as mountains, and the crowd is loving it. They are in awe of the bravery of these Iron Women out there at the moment. Naomi Flood, she's just 14 years old. She got washed right down the beach, came up with her board, ran... There we are, we nearly got washed away. She ran all the way up the beach to try and get out again, and the crowd clapped and cheered her the whole way. It really is tough.
Stay with us there, Frances, as Christy Lee Ogilvie is coming back in. A big body surfing wave, arms going everywhere, mouth wide open. She's disappeared for a while, and there she is. Gee, and all that just to come back and find her board.
I can tell you the air that she went up for then was an absolute point of urgency. She got caught in that whitewater for a long time, and when you try and come up, you literally just can't get your breath. There's so much froth around your face. It's very, very hard to breathe, that stuff.
This is a classic now, watching Penny Turner come out through the surf. She would have had to pass those board paddlers.
Yeah.
So that must be a horrible feeling. No, you haven't got out yet.
Quite incredible, isn't it? We have never seen a race like this where 90% of the field and then some are still trapped in the first stages of one leg, while a couple of the other girls are basically completing or halfway through completing the other leg. So Christy Lee Ogilvie is now swimming around trying to find her board. She isn't completing the swim leg, folks. She's actually still trying to get out in the board leg. Just gives you some idea of how heartbreaking and unrelenting this surf is. And it's not getting any smaller. They're all still in the wave zone and they're still trying to punch their way through that white water. It's not going to happen for a while yet. Penny Turner out the back, swimming, trying to get as far out ahead as she can, but what she has to do is just get through the break, which she's completed. Now she gets to go around the cans. You've got to say, well, that's just what Kim said. Look at that, a board competitor right behind her. You've got to say right now that Penny Turner is a shoo-in to win this race.
Well, if she doesn't, something devastatingly bad's got to happen to her on the way in. But from when we saw Penny Turner, which was about a minute in front of Linda Harfwick actually running up the beach, she's only just getting out to the cans now. Imagine how long she's been swimming after getting flogged on that board for that long. That's got to be really, really tough.
Absolutely. There she goes now, up and over the back breaks here. You saw Christy Lee Ogilvie. Look at the sets rolling through on the top of your television. They're just about to jump out into your lounge room. Well, here's some good news. These girls have made it out the back. You saw Christy Lee Ogilvie. She got out, she found a board, and now she's heading off towards the left. So she is going to start this entire board leg from scratch. Quite amazing.
Well, Matty, one year that happened to me here at Portsea where I was paddling out in the board leg after the ski and the swim leg, so I only had one to go, but I got absolutely pummeled going out. That feeling of going back in to find the board, then trying to get out is very humiliating. It's tough.
Katie Graham there going around the cans out the back, and you've got to take your hat off not only to the girls, but also, like we saw before, our jet ski driver Marty Kenny, and of course our race referee Graham Bruce, who's out there assisting these girls in whatever way they can. So Reen Corbett comes through, and I think she knows that at least she's out the back now, and at least she will most definitely finish. But look at that, the race leader Penny Turner is right behind Reen Corbett, who's the series leader, of course, in different legs. One's doing the board, one's doing the swim. It's quite hard to fathom.
That's amazing, Matt. It's just incredible. But as you can see, Penny looks like she's just taking it easy, and she can afford to pick and choose her way in. If she doesn't want to take a big wave, she doesn't have to, because there's no pressure on her or the girls bearing down on her.
That dirty water that you can see right in front of us is the rip. That's where these girls are headed out now. So Jade Sutcliffe has gone down towards the beach. There's Naomi Flood, 14 years of age, as Francis mentioned, and she is halfway through completing the race of her life. Sarah Hull now coming through. The water builds up behind her, and she will know that is definitely picking up behind her. Is that Kirsty Bole? Yes, it is. So Kirsty Bole is the one who's leading it back in. So at least another 3 or 4 girls have rounded the cans out the back.
I think there's Linda Halfweg now starting to go around one of the swim cans. You could see those 3 girls coming back in together on the board leg, and there was absolutely no urgency to get themselves onto one of those mountains. As you could see the camera coming along the side, the wave building up to the right, it's just huge.
Yeah, this is all about commitment this kind of day, isn't it? You've got to go hard or go home or get smashed.
Exactly, exactly.
Here we go, Kirsty Bole on this wave now. It'll suck up. She's going to have to get right down the back. She is in for a big drop. A big drop, but wow, it's probably the wave of the day so far. Doubles up, and this is going to take her directly to the sand, and she can say goodbye to the board leg here at Portsea, and I think she'd be pretty happy to. So Kirsty Bole just gets back and enjoys the ride. It's been a long, hard slog all the way out. Take a look at that wave. Picked up perfectly for her. She rode it all the way down, and then it's got enough power of this white water to take it right down towards the beach.
Yeah, Matty, for a lot of people at home that don't really know what we're talking about the 2 styles of waves here, there's a spilling wave which eases you down the front, which is much easier to ride, and there's a wave that we actually call a dumping wave, and it is very, very difficult to hold onto any form of craft or body surfing doing that wave.
16-year-old Katie Graham from McMaster's is coming through as well. She's number 20 in the field. The waves are still breaking big time out the back, and Reen Corbett sits right on the back of the board, cops it in the back of the head from the white water and just gets shot out. It's not enjoyable. It might look like fun, but it's certainly not, because it's really hard work just to hold on to the back of that board. You've got little indents there in the back of the board, and that's when the knuckles really start to hurt, isn't it?
You don't become racing each other in surf like this. You end up racing against the ocean. You just want to get in, you just want to finish. So it looks like Rena will be happy to get on that land.
I'd say so, because she knows that all she's basically got to do is finish somewhere around about where she is. A quick adjustment there of the cozies to make sure that everything's okay, and now she's up and running. I tell you what, Reen, that's the last of your worries here, because you've still got about 10 or 12 feet worth of waves to hit once you get the goggles on and head back out.
That can't be really nice running with your togs up your bottom.
Guys, it must be just hard to keep your gear on out there today, let alone to get out around the course and back.
Yeah, it's hard enough to hold onto your board, let alone your cozies here at Portsea Beach. She's been here before though, Reen Corbett. She's won here before as well, and that's important because she'll know what it takes to tame something like this. And you've really got to tame this. I like what you just said there, Kim. I mean, you're not really racing 20 other girls here at the moment. Whoever finishes in front, you just stand back and applaud and say congratulations. My job today was to finish. If I happen to finish in front of 19 other girls, well, I'll take that.
The crowd looks amazing. They look like they're cheering everyone on, and I think Reen and most of the girls are just happy to get in.
Look at that. The age of Naomi Flood on our rival profile is quite incredible. 14 years of age. She is out there battling 10 to 12 foot waves at probably one of the toughest beaches you can find in this country to stage an Ironwoman race in. Quite incredible, Naomi Flood, and if she makes it through the entire course, well, as I said before, she's just run the race of her life regardless of where she finishes.
If you can imagine back to when you were 14-year-old and even debating going out in surf like that, it just didn't happen unless you're some crazy surfer that wanted to get out really amongst it. But that is a really, really gutsy effort.
Here goes Penny Turner on the way in. She just pulled off the back, and thank God she did, because she would have got hammered.
That was a meat grinder. She was dead as she went down that.
Oh, just think that could have been the wave to take her all the way in and finish this race, and I bet you she was tossing up halfway thinking, oh, I want to get in and just get this over and done with, but then she saw the incredible drop, the sand. Well, she turns around, oh, Linda Halfweg turned around and got underneath that, and now she's just biding her time and waiting for this one. Is there another wave to build up behind her?
Like I said, I think most of these girls coming in the swim will just pick their way in. and choose the smaller waves so they don't actually find the bottom of the ocean when the waves hit them.
Well, Penny Turner is now left to catch a broken wave. Can she get onto that? Not really, as Kirsty Bole makes her way back up towards the left-hand side of the beach. So most of the girls seem to have figured it out. There's Naomi Flood. Most of the girls seem to be heading down towards the surf club end of the beach, totally giving that rip a miss and going further down, probably about 25, 30 metres further down, because there's another rip further down there, and it seems to be a lot kinder, if you can put it that way.
And what we're noticing here in the swim leg as they're coming back in, or whether it's they're chasing their boards, when they're trying to pick up body waves with the current and the rips pulling out, it's very, very hard to get yourself up out of the water and get momentum with the wave in the opposite direction. So for anyone that's saying it's hard to pick up waves, that's why.
Penny Turner has just realised that she has won this race. She ran out, said to her handlers, she said, "What am I doing? Where am I going? Is that it?" I mean, it's not surprising because she's probably got so much water going through the system after those 10 to 12 foot waves. And here she comes. She knows she's won it. She has not only won her first Uncle Toby Super Series race, but she has won it at a treacherous beach. Penny Turner, congratulations. You've mastered it, you've beaten it, and you deserve it.
That's a fantastic effort. I mean, that was really, really tough surf. We had a 30-minute race plan today. To get out and do the course in 37 minutes is a fantastic result.
Quite incredible, isn't it? Here goes Reen Corbett. She's still got the swim leg to go, and that is quite amazing. So Penny Turner's finished. She's wrapped it all up. Linda Halfwood coming up into second place, and she knows that this is something quite remarkable too. It's probably a couple of things: relief, elation, and just sheer joy that you've managed to tame that thing and get out alive.
And if we remember Linda Halfwood, she had a pretty tough year with the, fatigue virus that she was carrying. So I'm sure she'd be joyed to, as you said, not finish, but to get second.
And still enough to do a cartwheel across. Well, the sprint was good enough. The last 3 or 4 steps was good enough. She's backed it up with a half double pike or whatever you call it. Well, look as though they are getting a ride in. They're getting a ride in, so that is Jade Sutcliffe and Christy Lee Ogilvie sharing a board on the way through, but the waves are building up and Hayley Baker pulls a curler. That's a big time wave and she's got the best of it.
That's a beautiful ride for the beach.
Quite incredible. So Hayley Baker, who led us out in the board leg, is now only just coming back in. We'll be back right after this. Let's remember 1995.
The rest are going to get the second wave, so Reen's down a beautiful wave. It's about 6 foot high. She'll hold the handles at the back. The whitewash hits her and slams her back out in front, but she's held it beautifully. She has got a long ride in front of her.
Based on the extraordinary true story.
He's a millionaire, for Christ's sake. Why would he pay a hitman to kill his own wife?
The most powerful movie of the year is coming to 10.
You're wasting your time. It's inadmissible as evidence.
Who is the boss?
I can't say.
Colin Friels, Martin Sachs. He planned the perfect murder. What's more, he almost succeeded. The world premiere, My Husband, My Killer. 8:30 tonight on 10.
With Aussie Mail's Aussie Shout plan, you get unlimited internet hours for $24.95 a month. And we'll shout you the first 3 months free. That's why Steve War's an Aussie Mail.
Say g'day to Sunny Reen Corbett, ranked #1 in the Super Series. Now here's a lady with a ton of fight and experience.
Strong woman. Feisty woman.
And a competitor.
Reen, she's pretty sort of happy-go-lucky girl. She gets out there, but once that gun goes, it's pretty fierce competition. I mean, all the girls, it's sort of, there's no friends on the line. Basically, I don't bust my butt every day training to come down here and get seconds. There's a reason why I do all this hard work, and it's to win and finish on the podium #1. So you just get a taste for it, you just want more and more, and every time you come down here, you just want to win.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, a magnificent performance, Reen Corbett. Welcome home. Terrific stuff.
Reen's definitely her own woman.
She's pretty well inspired by herself. I mean, I've sort of, had a lot of hard times and sort of good times, and everything builds together, and it all comes down to yourself basically. It's whether you can motivate yourself to get out there. I mean, you can have everyone in the world wishing you good luck and helping you to get on the line, but basically it comes down to yourself on the day, and it's what you can bring out.
Reen's winning streak goes back 8 years when she won the first 2 Uncle Toby Super Series. This year, her homespun motivation is again causing havoc with her opposition.
It's basically you get down here and give it your all on the day, give everything you can on the day, and if you've done your best, you have to be happy with that.
Watch out for Reen Corbett, the competitor, in the Uncle Toby Super Series, part of 10's Sunday lineup.
Parramatta Supercross goes indoors at the Sydney Superdome Saturday night, Feb 24. There's factory teams, an awesome expression session, plus monster trucks, tropical thunder and lunatic. Great seats for only $30. Sydney Superdome, book a ticket text Saturday, Feb 24. Be there.
Hi, I'm Melinda Gainsford-Taylor. Kids Helpline offers Australia's only 24-hour anonymous and confidential telephone and web counselling service. But for every child who speaks to a counsellor, there are unbelievably another 2 left on hold. The Kids Helpline Radiothon from Friday the 23rd to Sunday the 25th is aiming to raise $500,000 in 50 hours. To help us keep more lines open, call the Optus hotline on 1800 50 Kids and donate now.
The Mornington Peninsula National Park is just so beautiful, and it is bordered by such a vicious beach. Portsea Beach here in Victoria for the Uncle Toby Super Series, and we have our race winner, Penny Turner.
Penny Turner, an awesome performance in incredible conditions out there. How did you do it?
I just stuck to my guns and just tried so hard to get out, take the break and then just go for it.
What was it really like out there?
It was so hard, especially a swim. You're just getting washed everywhere. You just go as far to the bottom as I could and come up, get a bit of a breath and then go straight back down.
So how exciting is this? Your first series win and in conditions like this?
It's great. I can't believe it. It hasn't sunk in yet. It's just the best feeling.
Isn't that great? Penny Turner celebrating a huge win in big time surf. That's Sarah Kennedy. You might have seen her just manage somehow to hold on to that massive wave while Francis was talking to Penny, and that's the result. A free ride all the way to the beach.
I can tell you the girls that are still out there pushing themselves into this stuff. Some of the girls still haven't got out in the board league. It will be interesting to see, as we can see right now, how many girls get out and complete the course today.
Marissa Mills on your left trying to get over the top of that, and Guy Andrews there with his girlfriend Hayley Bader still giving her words of encouragement because Hayley's still got the swim leg to go, or maybe Guy's just trying to get some tips because it's about to happen to him this afternoon and 20 other guys as well. Naomi Flood, this is a terrific performance, no doubt a career best for her, her best finish in the Uncle Toby's Super Series. Somebody's lost their cap there. Is that Reen?
It's Reen Corbett.
Certainly is. So Reen Corbett's minus the cap and still within a shot of the Uncle Toby's Super Series overall title victory. She goes around the back of the cans there, so all she has to do is finish this swim leg. She's definitely in the top 10. If she can finish this swim leg, then she's in with a good chance. Nikki Moffat from North Burleigh is next to her. They're going stroke for stroke. And Kirsty Bole finishes as well from North Burleigh. She is formerly from Perth. This is her 6th year in this Ironwoman racing, so good on you, Kirsty.
Oh, look at these waves coming. Oh, it's just relentless, this surf down here.
It's relentless, all right. Christy Lee Ogilvie didn't know whether to take it or go back. She decided to go back. Who's this? Marissa Mills, is it? Oh, the mouth goes wide open. That's a big-time wave again. All the way down to the bottom. Now she's in the crunch zone. She's disappeared and re-emerged on the other side, still with the board.
It totally swallowed it. Did you see as she come down the wave? The whole fin was jumping. That's the first time I've ever seen that. That was amazing.
That's remarkable. There's another one about to break right on the back of her board as well, so she's not out of trouble yet.
That's wonderful from the youngster, though. It's just amazing for her to actually hang on and be in there.
And to take the courage and have a red-hot go at it too. That was the thing that I was amazed about.
Well, there was 2 people on that wave, and this is Marissa Mills. Marissa Mills, first time ever in an Uncle Toby Super Series airtime. Look, you can see the fin get completely out of the water. I've got one Iron Man and one Iron Woman next to me who are just jumping out of their skin. You've never seen anything like that.
She was like a little domino just getting lifted up and flopped down the face of the wave. Incredible.
Like I said, these girls are so light. It's amazing that they can stay on the board and actually push the board down. So what a great effort.
That was just fantastic. And they're the memories that these girls will take with them from Portsea Beach. Remember, the men's is coming up this afternoon. Now Sarah Hull is in the red zone, and I mean big time because it's about to smash her. Oh, that is heavy.
Oh my goodness, that is dead set dangerous.
Oh, that's quite incredible. Sarah Hull copped it right from the side. Her board has gone. There she is. Well, no, that isn't her. That's Christy Lee Ogilvie. So hopefully Sarah Hull has managed to pick up. This is nasty.
Oh, that is the worst possible position to ever be caught in from behind. That is terrible, absolutely terrible.
Well, the board just got spat out straight away. Look at that, flipped up in the air.
There's not a lot she could have done right in that position. She had to take it or just dive off the board and go under it. So she did an amazing job.
Reen Corbett, still minus the cap, has negotiated those rocks.
Looks like she's nearly gone right over them.
Well, how the devil did she get around there without scraping the front of her body off? She manages to get under that little one. She still doesn't have the cap on, and she's caught up. Oh, dog paddling, just anything to get some air into the lungs. That just gives you an idea of how dangerous this beach is. Remember, Reen Corbett has to finish. She must finish this race now to be in with a chance of winning this overall title, because Penny Turner's already won it. So if Reen Corbett doesn't finish, she's going to lose. She's going to lose the overall title. I think now she's in the safety area.
I can tell you, Matty, when she came up from being hit by that wave from behind, she's naturally had it done to her so many times, coming in the swim from so many of these waves. It was nearly a form of survival. She was just really dog paddling to get some air in her lungs.
It was either that or she was actually on the rocks. So she might have actually been standing on the rocks.
Wow. Reen Corbett now comes out as Nikki Moffat goes across the line, and it's not hard to tell what kind of expression they're wearing on their face, because today it's all about relief. And right now, Reen Corbett, well, I wonder if she knows exactly whereabouts she's finishing. She wouldn't know probably that Penny Turner's won, because she's been out the back of the surf the whole time. So right now the job is for Reen Corbett just to finish as high as she can. She's still putting in the big strides as Naomi Flood comes across. So the youngster from Queenscliff has beaten home Reen Corbett. Reen Corbett won't care too much about those placings as long as she has wrapped up the overall series title, and I can tell you that she has, because Reen Corbett will finish in 7th place overall, and that's enough to do it. Our new Uncle Toby Super Series Iron Woman champion for 2000 and 2001 is Reen Corbett. I don't think she had enough energy to kiss the sand. I'm pretty sure that's what she wanted to do. But she survived Portsea in front of Hayley Bader. And the most important thing for Reen is she can take a breather now and remember that she has just won the title. So she's back in the winner's circle as far as champions go.
Well, Reen was swimming in with Nikki Moffat then, but she really got caught a long way behind, so she must have copped a hard time swimming in then, I can tell you.
Well, congratulations, you are the series winner. Just how does that feel?
I'm so happy now. I mean, I don't know how long that race took, but it seems to take forever. And going out there on the board, I'm like, come on, just get out here, please, let me get out.
It has to have been the toughest way to finish it off, though.
Definitely. I mean, that's probably oh my God, you look out there now and it just freaks me out. I mean, that's definitely one of the toughest surfs I've ever raced in. And it was actually pretty scary out there. Even in the swim when I was swimming out, I just got held under so much, and I was just thinking, I hope someone's watching me out here.
We all were. We're all cheering you on. Well done, and we'll see you again next year.
Yeah, I'll definitely be here next year for sure. Thanks, Francis.
The third time she has won the series overall. As we take a look at the barter card race results, Penny Turner, the winner here at Portsea today, Linda Halfwig and Ailey Sharp finishing third, by far her best performance. DNF did not finish. You see a lot of them there, and it's simply because of the pounding conditions here at Portsea Beach. The overall series results, as I said, Reen Corbett, she won it back in 94-95 and 95-96, and now she's the 2000 and 2001 Uncle Toby's Super Series champion. The top 10 have qualified. The other girls will have to go through the trial next year to make it back. And I don't know whether they want to make it back to Portsea Beach after today. But coming up, of course, is the men's. Phil Clayton's got a smile on the dial. Wes Berg's got some dye in the hair, as per usual. And we have got one hell of a race coming up.
Making news. Labor celebrates its landslide victory in Queensland as the coalition reels at the voter backlash. Environmentalists take to the sea to stop freighters carrying plutonium into the Tasman. China and Russia condemn the Baghdad bombings. A cargo ship crammed with 1,000 refugees runs aground on the French Riviera. And Prince Charles gets into the swing of things in Saudi Arabia. Details first at 5.
With Aussie Mail's Aussie Shout plan, you get unlimited internet hours for $24.95 a month. And we'll shout you the first 3 months free. That's why Steve War's an Aussie male.
And there's a great hand onto the beach for a very worthy champion, Grant Kenny.
In sport, my advantage over my competitors was fitness and strength. And now that I'm in business, my advantage is Bartercard. Bartercard has brought a whole world of new business opportunities to my door, opportunities that my competitors could never reach. And the great thing is, they've all got money to spend. So if you want a serious advantage over your competitors, join Bartercard now.
Bartercard. We guarantee you new business. Phone now.
The drivers love coming to Adelaide because it's all about V8s. It's a great atmosphere and it's a great support from the crowd. It's probably the most unforgiving circuit that we race on. So there's a lot of concrete and you've got to watch and be wary of what you're doing. It's the most satisfying to get right. Okay, Holden got it right the first 2 years.
Book now for the best value 3 days of national motorsport in Australia.
This time we're going to spoil their party, Adelaide.
Party Adelaide.
It's easy to tell who has Vitabrits for breakfast.
I got it! I got it! I got it! I got it! I got it!
I've got it!
I got it! I got it! I got it! I got it! I've got it!
Kick it to me! Kick it to me!
They're the ones with an edge for life. Vitabrits, official breakfast cereal of the 2000 Australian Olympic team.
Welcome back to Portsea Beach for the Uncle Toby Super Series. We are in the middle of an epic day of surf, and of course the women's race, Francis, something we've never really seen conditions like that before.
Oh, it was incredible stuff out there today, and some of those girls were really scared. Talking to them after the race, they were just shattered, trying their hardest to get out through the surf, and they just couldn't get out. Nearly half of them didn't make it around the course. It was just an incredible finale to the series.
Yeah. But we do know, of course, that Reen Corbett has won the Uncle Toby Super Series women's title. Now it's on to the men's, and of course it is enduro